Yeah. I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Green Bay Packers trades, rumors, and news. Live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the electrifying content with the people. Salute to Packers Nation. Salute to friends and family. Y'all know we here to talk about what's going on in Seattle between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks, where Jordan Love just put this game away with an outstanding pass to Romeo Dobbs for his second touchdown of the day in the back of the end zone. Yo, I know we get frustrated with some of the throws that Jordan Love does, but man, when he makes those type of amazing throws, it really makes you take an appreciation for his true skill set. Wow, Jordan Love. Hey, hey, my friends and I be calling him Jordan Favre to keep it real. I'm not gonna even hold you. We call him Jordan Favre because he will do something to make you want to pull your hair out, but then he'll do something to make you want to give him a standing ovation. That pass and catch that just happened with Romeo Dobbs, standing ovation. What a play to put this game away. And I know people about like, oh, it's just the Seahawks or whatever. The Seahawks have been a thorn in our side for almost a decade, especially in Seattle. This is a big win for the Packers, especially after the Detroit loss. Hey, we gotta understand we're in the toughest division in all of football, period. And we're playing for a wild card spot. We got Washington on our heels. We got the Rams on our heels. We have to continue to win games and play in this way to continue to get in the playoffs because of how tough our division is. Our only true shot, unless something weird happens, is through the wild card. So the Packers have to win out, damn near, in my opinion, to really solidify themselves as a wild card. They need to win out. But this game today, I'm very impressed. And before we get into any numbers or anything, I saw your comment. I think that was Patricia P that said it. Rashawn Gary, salute. I've been getting on your helmet for a long time, and you finally been showing up. Salute to Rashawn Gary. He has 4 sacks over his last 5 games. Salute to Rashawn. That's all we saying is carry your weight. Carry your weight, bro. That's all we want. Provide pressure. I even saw Kenny Clark get in on some pressure today. Salute to the Packers defense. 2 picks, 5 sacks. Let's go. That's what we need against elite teams. And protecting the football. I know we had the fumble with Josh Jacobs. You know, things happen. But again, Jordan Love protecting the football is key to us getting to the championship, period. Salute to the Packers defense today on the road. And Seattle's no easy place to play in. We know that 12th man is serious in Seattle. For us to come in and handle business like that and drop a 30 ball on them in Seattle and hold them to 13 points, very impressed. Also, hey, Matt LaFleur is on a different type of time, friends and family. Did y'all not see the play call from the jump? That man said we taking the ball, and he ran that ball down their throat. The first 2 drives of the first 2 possessions of that game in the first quarter, we put up 14 points. They never recovered from that. Seattle never recovered from that 14-point onslaught right out the bat when we just punched them in the mouth. They never recovered from that. We hurt Geno Smith. I hope he has a speedy recovery. Got him up out of there. He threw a pick before he left. His backup threw a pick. They were under duress all game. That's all we've been waiting on, Packer Nation. We want to see the front four get pressure. Now, y'all see what I'm talking about? I've been harping about pressure from the front four forever. Now, you see how easy the game is when you can get pressure from your front four? I keep telling y'all, I might not be the messenger y'all want, but I'm the messenger that you need. I know how to win. I know what it takes to win a championship. I've seen this team win 2 championships during my lifetime. I know what it takes, and defense is one of the key things that it takes to win a championship, especially your defensive line. Now, y'all see how different our defense looks when Rashawn Gary's getting pressure. Who else was that? Cooper getting pressure. Hey, I like Cooper too. I like Edrin Cooper. I like him. Engelbear, he got 2 sacks today. When we're getting pressure, we're a different defense, friends and family. We're a much different defense. Much different defense. That's all I've been asking for is for us to be able to apply pressure to the quarterback. When you can do that, it changes the whole game. The reason they have 13 points is because of pressure on the quarterback. Pressure caused the turnovers. So salute to the Packers defense for stepping up. Also salute to the offense doing what they needed to do. This was a complete game for the Packers today. They played a complete game today. Besides the turnover, this was a perfect performance in my opinion by the Green Bay Packers. Could they run the ball in the second half as effectively as they did in the first half? No. Seattle made adjustments, but the Packers stuck to the run, so I can appreciate that. Hey, Matt LaFleur is the right coach for this team. And we have so much talent on this team that is still not even being fully utilized yet. I'm very impressed with what Matt LaFleur is doing. The play calling, the design, the creativity. I'm really a Matt LaFleur fan. I feel honestly in my heart that he's a top 5 coach in the NFL. I really feel like that. Let's look at some of these stats that I'm gonna open up the lines and we're gonna get into it. I know it's a little late. We won't be on here too long, but we gotta enjoy this weekend. We got a Bucks win going. They going to the NBA Cup Finals. Packers win in Seattle. What's good, Wisconsin Sports Nation? Here's the current stats. It's a minute 46 left in the game. Packers are up 30-13. Like I said, the big moments in this game was the first quarter when we went up 14-0. They never recovered, and we were able to score every quarter just to keep them at bay. Got a couple field goals. Defense made some key stops, and Jordan Love protected the football, made plays when he needed to, and we got the win. And this is against a quality opponent. This is not no slouch. Seattle's 8-5. We're 9-4. This is a big win for us. They're in the wild card hunt. So this is a big, big win for the Packers. Huge win on multiple levels. Jordan Love with a great economical game today, 20 of 27, 229, 2 touchdowns. I'm cool with that. Josh Jacobs, 26 carries, 94 yards. They definitely stopped him in the second half, but I do appreciate them sticking with the run. And he did have 1 touchdown. Jaden Reed, I love him on those reverses and jet sweeps. 3 carries, 27 yards. And y'all know how I feel about the run game. We need 30 carries plus. Would they hit that mark? 34 carries, 140 yards, 4.1 yards a carry, 1 touch. I'm cool with that. Christian Watson made some big plays early. He's just a big play magnet. Christian Watson don't know nothing about no 5-yard pass. Christian Watson, if he catching the ball, it's 30 yards or better. Shout out to Christian Watson. 3 catches, 56 yards. Josh Jacobs out the backfield. A lot of people didn't think what's so funny with Josh Jacobs? A lot of people were concerned when we lost Aaron Jones and got Josh Jacobs about him being able to catch out the backfield. Josh Jacobs has been very serviceable out the backfield. I think he's showing more skill than people thought he had as far as a receiving running back. So salute to Josh Jacobs, 4 catches, 42 yards, and the man of the hour, Romeo Doubs, 3 catches, 40 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the last touchdown in the fourth quarter will be on Sports Center. That was dynamic. Tucker Kraft, y'all know that's my boy, 2 catches, 34 yards. Jaden Reed, 5 catches, 34 yards. And Dontavia Wicks, 2 catches, 14 yards. Chris Brooks, one reception, 9 yards. Josh Jacobs had a fumble. Also, Jaden Reed had a fumble, but Josh Jacobs' fumble was lost. We were able to recover from that. Also, y'all know I talk crazy about Quay Walker, but I'm hoping he has a speedy recovery from whatever injury he was suffering from. Salute to him. Edgerrin Cooper. Y'all know I like Edgerrin Cooper. Salute to him. 6 solo tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss. Kingsley Enigbear, I think is how y'all say it. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But Enigbear had 5 solo tackles, 2 sacks. Huge game from him. Huge game. Keyshawn Nixon had 3 solo tackles, tackle for a loss. Salute to him. We just played well on defense. We really played well. Like I said, Rashawn Gary got a sack. Brent Cox Jr. with a sack. Devontae Wyatt had a nice sack. Carl Brooks, 7 total sacks. 7 sacks. This is an impressive performance by the Green Bay Packers. Edgerrin Cooper had 1 sack and a pick. That man is wearing number 56 and making it look good. Shout out to Edgerrin Cooper. I've been telling y'all about him. Like, I want him in more in the game. And he's making plays. Shout out to Edgerrin Cooper. Hooping. He out there doing his thing. Carrington Valentine also had an interception. This was just a great game from the team. Offensively, defensively, special teams. We just played well. Geno Smith, 15 and 19. He did throw the interception in the red zone that really helped us. Geno Smith throwing that pick in the end zone really, really helped us kind of swing the momentum back to the Packers permanently. Sam Howell came in. He threw a pick. They really couldn't run the ball. Like, they didn't really run the ball like that. They did have a touchdown with Zach Charbonnet, but 16 carries, 80 yards. I'm cool with that. We shut down DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, so I'm cool with that as well. That's great defense without Jair Alexander, DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. They did let Jackson Smith and Jigba get it in, but he did not get in the end zone. This is just a great performance by the Green Bay Packers. I have no complaints. I literally have no complaints. I mean, what can you say about this performance? It's clean. 30 points on the road, to 13. We've been scoring about 30 points a game the last few games. Win, lose, or draw. We've been dropping 30. So our offense is definitely on the higher echelon of offenses in the NFL. Now, if our defense starts to catch up, now you're talking. Now it's a problem. Just like the commentator said, I don't know if it was Chris Collinsworth or who said it, but they were like, this team, if they get in, they're dangerous. And I agree. Packers in the playoffs, nobody wants to play the Packers. At home or on the road, you don't want to play the Packers. This is a well-coached team with a coach that has a brain. This coach, I'm telling you, he's meant to win a Super Bowl. This team is meant to win a Super Bowl. I can't say when, but it's going to happen soon. It could very well be this year. We have a lot of talent on this team. We just need the defense to step up and play their part, and for Jordan Love to protect the football, and the sky's the limit for this team. Very proud of what I saw from the Packers today. This is probably one of their better defensive performances as well, going against a playoff caliber team. I can't believe how well we play. I mean, 7 sacks. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what I've been yelling for. For the defense, for the front seven to get some pressure. I just want y'all to understand why I was so agitated. Do you see the difference when your front seven is getting pressure and collapsing the pocket? Do you see how that changes the game? This was easy work because of the defense getting pressure. They couldn't do nothing. That's all I've been waiting. That's all I've been asking for Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark. Get to the damn quarterback. That's it. Ridiculous. But this if the defense can play like this, hey, we're extremely dangerous. We're a Super Bowl caliber team with a defense playing at this level. What y'all think? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Let me shout out everybody in the chat. Then I'm gonna tap you in, sir. See you in the chat. Salute to Jeff Riley. Salute. Hey, Jeff Riley posted your information in the community tab. I hope you saw it, and I hope you get well and things work out for you. Salute to Jeff Riley. Mr. Cool, the living legend in the building. Brandon King Carter in the building. The Fanatics perspective, what's good? Derek Stevenson, my dude, what's good? Dark Kent in the building, what's good? Appreciate you tapping in. Patricia P, one of the queens of the chat, what's good, man? I saw you get at me about Rashawn Gary. I had to give him his flowers. Shout out to Rashawn Gary. Greg Delaney in the building. What's good? Carrie in the building. What's good, Carrie? JB, what's good? Milwaukee Ray, what's good? What up, Sherelle? Bleacher Report boss in the building. Pamela Davis in the building. What's good? What's good, y'all? Hey, this is a great win against a quality opponent. We needed this type of performance. Marvin, what's good? Marvin Childs in the building. Mia Kim, Lance Vang, what's good? Let's talk about this win in Seattle, a place that we've had a lot of trouble in, a team that we've had a lot of trouble with over the last decade to get this comfortable win at 7 sacks. Let's talk about it. Bleacher Report boss, you good? Get you in the building. What's good, bro?
What's up, man?
Tell me how you feel about. Hey, you know what? I'm always worried when we play Seattle.
Yeah, I do too.
It's
But
PTSD. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it was tonight. I really, felt that if the Packers want to win this game, they have to, run the ball.
Right.
And I didn't think they was gonna actually just run down their throats the first two drives the way they did. Like, it proves their will. I see linemen getting the defense line get pushed back.
Right.
I'm like, wow, they're really pushing this because this is a good quality team. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is the best quality team they've beaten in a while.
Correct.
To actually show people like, wow, they can really go in there and play teams. And I told I'm telling people around me, telling my father-in-law, telling everybody, I'm like, look, the Packers can play against anybody.
Anybody.
They just
Agreed.
got to play sound football. They have to play sound football, and they can play against anybody. And be honest with you, the way the offense is, you might as well have them on the road. Like, what's the point? It's gonna be cold here, and unless they have an elite defense, they still have still have to do what they got to do. But for on the road, playing the dome, you might as well put the get the throwing ready because Jordan Love won't throw the ball.
Oh yeah, it's
But
just like back in the Aaron Rodgers day. You put us in a dome or anything like that, we dropping numbers on you. Hey, but check this comment out from Mr. Cool. Mr. Cool said, salute to Mr. Cool, the living legend. I want to see Jordan Love throw downfield. The national sports media are saying because he has a lot of interceptions, the Packers coaches are having him hand the ball off to protect him from INT. I thought he threw the ball downfield today. I thought,
I
but he
I
has to
ain't
be.
think
I think they have to protect him from himself sometime. How you feel about that?
I watching the game, it was working. The running was working. What was the point of changing it? They couldn't stop it. It made the makes because Seattle was running a 4-3. They were trying to control the line of scrimmage with just the four guys, but they was realizing that it's not working because they were just gashing them. It was lucky. It could have got worse, but they had to start putting more like 5 or 6 more guys on the line
Right.
to avoid the. And then the Packers in their single back on coverage the whole game. They was pretty much running with one single back, and then had three wide receivers and a tight end. And then like in the middle of the game, they said Michael Flores doesn't. He wants to get everybody involved. It was like he was talking to the crew. He's like, look, I want to get everybody involved. Like they all want the ball. Even when like I remember JJ had the ball. He was screaming like, "Give me the ball!" Like it
Right.
was really they just want to get in there, get the action in there. But you don't, if you don't have to put Jordan Love out there in the island and just have him throwing all the time because you gotta run the ball,
Right. And that's what we
And
got
Josh
Jacobs
Jacobs,
for is to run the ball.
yeah, exactly. And it's gonna be games that the teams ain't gonna allow Love to throw the ball downfield like that.
And I don't
Just
and Mr. Cool, I feel what you're saying, but I don't know if it's a bad thing. Maybe it's almost like a little bit of a punishment. I gave you too much leash, you know what I'm saying? I gotta rein you back in so you understand how you need to play football. Then I'ma loosen up the chain a little bit. I feel like that's what it was. I still think he's playing chances, but I would prefer that Jordan Love not make these mistakes, especially heading into playoff time. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna support whatever LaFleur is doing because I feel like he knows what he needs to do for this team to be successful and for Jordan Love to be successful. And let's be honest, Mr. Cool, Jordan Love has played well these last few weeks. He's had clean games. He hasn't thrown any picks. Is that really a bad thing? And we've leaned on our running game and we've been very physical. I don't think that's bad. That's usually a formula for a championship is running the ball and protecting the football. You know what I'm
and,
saying? I don't let the media, put a battery in your
and
back.
this and this is another great point that you even pointed out. This is Matt LaFleur's second full season of him running his offense the way he wants to run
One,
it.
thank you. Yes. And look
He
at it.
look at it now, like he's running things. You like, wow, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Because remember, we always bagging on LaFleur. I remember your first videos I watched of you
Right.
bagging on LaFleur because
Right.
you didn't like how the way he was coaching. But the problem was Aaron Rodgers
Right.
kept changing at the line. And we was like, well, the only reason why you like remember he won 13 games first 2
Right.
years. All he kept saying was the only reason why he won 13 games he had Aaron
And
Rodgers.
Rodgers, right, yeah.
And now he's showing that he's a coach that we
Right.
really should have more of respect. Like he got 10 wins now, And
He's a
the
top
hardest,
5 coach. Nobody's gonna tell me different. He's up there with the McVays. He's up there with the Andy Reeds. He's up there with the great minds in the NFL right now, in my opinion. He's
I
he's
think
pound for pound with any of them. I'll take him with any of them. Matt LaFleur is serious on the coaching side.
I think that this Packer team can play with anybody.
Facts.
Anybody.
And
Like
and,
I
and what do we say about this too, Bleach Report boss? The Fanatics perspective said Cooper with the immediate impact on the Packers defense. Yes, dude, he is legit.
he is legit,
He
man.
is legit. He might
He
be
almost had
the
another
new
pick.
Clay Matthews. Low key, I'm not putting that pressure on him, but he has the makeup to be that new like Clay Matthews is an impact player at the linebacker position. No disrespect to Quay Walker, he's not an impact player. Edgerrin Cooper, when he's out there, is making plays.
That interception he took, he
Bro,
stopped.
the sack.
He just stopped right in front of that pass and picked it off. I'm like, wow, like he almost had another one before that. He just missed it. But I'm like, he's going to be that player. Like they said the coaches been raving about him. They say he's going to be a great player, and I'm like, he hit on another guy that was deep in the draft. And I mean, we always back on Gutekunst on the first round picks in the last couple
Right,
of years. Those second and third picks, maybe fourth,
right.
he cooking.
Cooking,
He
right.
cooking. It's just, man.
If we
I
get
just
hit on the first round, it'd be
know one time you can hit in the
right
first
one
round,
time.
but
Right.
one time, man.
Hey,
but
Dark Kid, I agree with you. He said, Dark Kid said, I like Coach LaFleur's gutsy play calls sometimes. He just got all the. I'm not saying I want you to be like Detroit coach. Detroit coach is a little too
I
wild
want
for
to get on. I
me.
want to get on him on a second, man. I gotta get
Yeah,
on.
he a little too wild for me. But as far as calculated risk, Matt LaFleur, I'm not picking too many coaches over Matt LaFleur. I don't know if I can respectfully pick any coach currently in the NFL over Matt LaFleur and just say for a shadow of a doubt that they're better than Matt LaFleur. I can't say that. I
Play
can't
call
say
wise.
that.
Well, play call wise, he's that guy. Not like all the other coaches that you see that's like top team, they're not really the head coach calling the plays except for like Andy Reid. That's
All
about
right.
it. But this
I
coach,
would
he
say
called.
Andy Reid and McVay is who you gotta compare him to.
Yeah, and Vegas good in the same tree.
Right.
They
Yeah,
say
that's what I'm saying. They're good coach. Good coach. We don't hate on here. Look at
yeah,
Mr. Cool. I'm greedy. I know. It's all good, Mr. Cool.
You're right, but it's like this. I was telling like when it was the thing I loved the Packers were doing was there was fourth downs instead of just going for it like a dum dum and not really understanding the situation. He's running the clock down. He's looking like okay, we'll go for it. If they don't go for it, if they don't get up, we'll just punt the ball or get our points. They just got the points. They just took the points. They toward the game. Once like how we talk about how the Bucks first 5 minutes of the game.
Right.
Well, the first 5 minutes of this game, you kept seeing the quarterback getting knocked backwards. I'm like, oh, here
You
we
knew what it
go.
was in the first quarter, but that's what I was saying. Seattle never recovered from the first quarter of us hitting them in their mouth. When we took that ball and ran down their throat, that was it. Because that was a demoralizing drive. That was a demoralizing drive. That's why I'm saying I mess with LaFleur. That was a very interesting approach. It's almost like you went to the bully and you stole on them first. And they
That's
just couldn't get their legs back. They had noodle legs the rest of the game. They wasn't expecting you to come out and just throw a right hook right out the gate. Like, damn, you ain't jabbing. No fill out. Like, boom. And they just never
uppercut.
got their legs back. You know what I'm saying?
Gave the old Mike Tyson uppercut
Right,
first
right,
first round.
right. They just they got up. They got knocked. They got up, but
The woozy.
they was just
Then
still woozy, right?
now
But
Geno
but you
Smith.
see what I was saying though, Bleacher Report Boston. I was saying this team looks so much different when we get pressure from the front seven. That's
It was,
all I've been asking. People like,
it
why
was
are you
true.
always so negative? No, I know what I'm talking about. I keep telling y'all, when this front seven is playing, now we're a championship team.
It doesn't.
Without the front seven getting pressure, this is not a championship team. And that's the reality of the situation. Anybody thinking different, you're insane.
Think
You
about it.
have to get pressure on the quarterback. Look how good our secondary looked today because we were getting pressure on the quarterback. How much
Time.
better would we be if we had Jair Alexander back? Y'all got to start paying attention to detail.
Think about it. Look at the stats.
Man,
Metcalf
look
didn't
at the stats.
catch.
7 sacks today. Our defense was on fuego today. On fuego today. 7 sacks? Yo, that's all we've been waiting on. And look how easy this game was. This was light work. 30-13 on the roll. We kicked them in their back right in the first quarter. They never could get themselves together. That's how you do it. Shout out to LaFleur for being like, hey, we gonna take this ball first and show you what it is. That's what I'm talking about. That's my head coach.
Man.
Go ahead, bro.
We in the toughest division, and we don't care. We like, you know what? If we gonna look like if we gonna go on playoffs in these teams, let's go. Like your team versus my team. We are not scared. And
Right.
I'm just once like you said, once he had me chuckle a little bit when he said it was easy light work after that. It was. After the line was getting them, they couldn't really go throw the ball down the field because they had no time. Because as
Hey,
soon as he tried to look back, it was right on him.
hey, look at Sherelle. Sherelle said he definitely plays just like Favre. Laughing, I love it and hate it at the same time. Yeah, but that's why. But that's why he gotta be. You gotta check him early so he don't get. He don't just grow into them habits. That's why he being pulled back in like strategically by LaFleur. LaFleur ain't no fool. He see what we see. He like, oh, we ain't about to have no other Brett Favre up in here. We gonna, hey, hey,
Nah, it's bad.
we gonna excommunicate that out of you, sir. And how do we do that? We restrain the playbook. They pull back the playbook. That's such a smart thing to do for LaFleur. Not talking to you to make you feel like you shouldn't be the player you are. I'm just gonna strategically call play calls that are gonna eliminate you from making that decision. LaFleur is for real, bro.
Didn't those plays remind you what I just thought about it? Didn't ever plays remind you of what Willis was running the offense?
Mm-hmm.
It looked like the same plays when Willis running the offense at first. I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen this here. It was
Right.
like the whole game plan from the what was it? It was against the Texans, I believe. No, the Titans when he ran the ball. They ran the ball like 200 yards.
Right.
But they did this time. They were still getting throws on the field, and it was like Watson could have had a couple good catches, but he dropped them. But
Yeah.
Dobbs, the second touchdown.
Dobbs got some hands on him, and then we got to give credit to the homie Watson. Watson be making plays downfield. Watson is a 20+ catch. Like most of his catches is 20 yards plus. I really like what he makes the defense have to be honest. You can't just you know what I'm saying. When you notice that's when he got his big play, and when they started bringing people in the box to stop the run, we just went over the top.
Exactly. And then like you also got to think our tight ends not really got involved today, and they're even dangerous. Luke Musgrave once he
Right.
gets really to get back animated because he just came back. Once he get more activated, sky's the limit with the
And my
offense.
boy
Like
Tucker Craft. I want my boy Tucker Craft to be a primary. I want Tucker Craft to get on his Travis Kelce side of the game. Start utilizing Craft more. Craft is cold, bro. I'ma keep saying it every live. Tucker Craft is cold, bro. Tucker Craft need to be featured more. He should be open all the time as like the safety valve for Jordan Love. He need to become the safety valve. We got all that other stuff going downfield. He should be covering the middle of the field like a safety valve. You know what he need to do is watch the Mark Chmura tapes, because that's what Mark Chmura was. He was just
without the
always
girl,
open as a safety valve. That's what he need to do. Get in that. Like, you know what? I'm just going in the middle of the field and just kind of make my thing there, because there's so much going down the field. You got Watson, you got Dodd. We got a lot of receivers down the field. He need to comb into that like 20 yards in area and just find holes in the defense and just be there. I really like Tucker Craft game. I really see him. He's gonna be our next good tight end. Like we have the Jermichael Finleys, we have the Mark Chmuras. He's gonna be along them lines. I think he's gonna be from that ilk or those type of tight ends, and I'm dead serious about that. I really think he's gonna be like maybe Chmura and Jermichael Finley combined, because he has the speed of Jermichael Finley, but he has the hands and route running of Mark Chmura. I really have high hopes for Tucker Craft. High hopes for Tucker Craft.
I love Tucker Craft too. They just got to get more involved.
But they
I
got
mean,
so many
here and there.
weapons. I know it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I
It's
get it.
too. That's what before. when he was talking to, but before he was talking to the crew, because I was listening to the game, the
Uh-huh.
middle of the game, they said that he was really concerned that that's concerned. He just can't. He want to get everybody the ball, and he wants to get everybody involved. They all wants to get the ball. They all deserve the ball. He even talk about tight end. So
Right.
it's a good problem to
Problem to
have.
have. Right. Facts.
And you don't know who to key on. You just don't know who to key on, and that's been thing with the Packers. But right now, it's just they're flowing right now at a good time. They're getting good quality wins, but they should be getting it. I mean, I'm not saying next week gonna be light work, but it should be light work next week against the Saints because it's gonna be at home. But they just gotta just worry about winning because they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna catch the Lions, and then you got Minnesota right there up front of
Oh,
us
let me put
too.
this on the screen too, so because somebody asked about, I don't know if that's Patricia P or Carrie. Somebody asked about the playoff seed. Let me just put that on the screen real quick. Hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
All right. So there we go. So this is how it looks in the NFC right now. Detroit is already damn. Detroit is
And
already guaranteed a
right
playoff
behind us
spot.
though.
Philadelphia is guaranteed a playoff spot. Then you got Tampa Bay at the 3 seed. Damn. The Rams at the 4, Minnesota at the 5, Packers at the 6, Washington at 7. So we got to be careful. We need to win. We need to win
And
out, in my opinion, just to solidify our spot.
that and you don't want to face like I'm not saying I'm afraid to face anybody, but you want a higher seed. You want to like get a better chance when some of these games.
Right.
If like go to Tampa or go to like a where I face the Rams because they're
Right.
division. I mean, but like I said, they can face anybody and they can beat them if they play sound football the way they did tonight. Doesn't matter
Yeah,
who they
and just
playing.
protect the football. It's about 2 fumbles today. You don't want that, so we want to tighten
That
that
was
up.
always Josh's second fumble this year.
Yeah,
Second.
no, understood. But I'm just saying those are things that you gotta clean up though. You gotta
Yeah, you're right.
like in the playoffs. You can't afford that. Those can be momentum swingers, and we gotta see
Yeah,
though. Washington is right on our helmet. This win was
they're
big
right.
against Seattle since Seattle was in eighth. That this was a huge win for the Packers. So now we just gotta worry about the Commanders.
Yeah, they don't
And
worry
maybe the
about themselves.
Vikings lose a game or two. I don't know. Maybe the Vikings might lose a game or two. I don't know.
I don't know. They're
But
still
I
there.
but we gotta understand this 6 and 7 is serious.
Yeah,
We gotta win out. I really feel we need to win out. And now I'm just
yeah.
so mad about some of the games we lost earlier in the year that if we'd have just had a kicker and just been
3 games.
disciplined, we'd be in a much different spot. You know what I'm saying?
Three. They lost. We lost 4 games with 3 points or less,
Right.
or one
And to be honest,
less.
I wouldn't mind us playing Tampa Bay. Los Angeles is a little they're getting healthy now. I'm a little nervous with them without Jair Alexander.
Yeah, they'll make sure to get that ball put in the cooler
Yeah,
in the
and
heart
and then
seat.
and then Cooper Cup. So I would have
Yeah,
some concerns that I would if the Packers could get to the Buccaneers. Not that I'm scared of the Rams. We need to have Jair in the pass rush. But Tampa Bay, I feel comfortable. You know what? Even playing the Lions. The Lions have been very susceptible recently. They haven't been stopping anybody. It's been a shootout. They've
I
had a lot of injuries, so I think that even the Lions are susceptible. I'm not worried about. I'm not scared playing the Lions.
I'm not. You know what? You know what I'm really just gonna do them in. That head coach. That head coach is gonna do them in one of these days, and it happened. It happened today when they're going
Right.
for the onside kick. 10 minutes left in the game. You can do an onside kick.
Yeah, right.
Really?
But that's
I'm
what made.
like,
But you can you say he's wrong when they have the best record in the NFC? You get what I'm saying? You gotta live.
yeah.
That's just like Golden State Warriors back in their heyday. You live by the three, you die by the three.
But then this is my thing
Facts,
is
Mia
you.
Kim. Damn, facts, Mia Kim. Damn.
What you say?
Mia Kim just said she said they should have played like this against the Lions. Damn,
I know.
yeah.
I know.
Oh, Mia. You're right.
I was like, the Lions can play like the Lions, but did they win Super Bowl yet with that play call? Nope. It cost
Not
them the
yet.
game already.
Not yet. Hopefully it ain't this year either. Marvin said
I'm
props
just
to
saying
Rashawn
fact.
Gary. No, I gave Rashawn Gary his flowers at the beginning of the live, Marvin. I just want you to know I came out the gate and gave him his props. He has 4 sacks in his last 5 games. So maybe ridiculing him makes him play harder. So I'm gonna stay on his helmet. We want more sacks. You only have 1 sack. Why don't you have 2, Rashawn Gary? Let's go.
It's more sacks,
Right,
man. Oh yeah. My other point is, if you get pass rush like that, it don't matter who you got back there, because you
right.
can't throw the ball
You can't
when
throw. It
you
don't
got.
matter.
It don't matter who it is. Like DK Metcalf is one of their best receivers, and how many times you see him get to catch the ball? Not that
Mm-hmm.
many. And no
Fact.
time. Every time you took the quarterback went back, it was
True,
either
Derek.
Gino or it was Sam Howell. It didn't matter. Now I was mad that I was kind of upset that when Gino got hurt, he jumped backwards and threw the ball late, really late. And I'm like, that's the Packer player barely even touch him, and he wanted to call a flag. I'm like, nah, that he ain't trying to hurt you. You jumped, you threw the ball. You should have just threw the ball out of bounds in the get go, but you waited for the
Right,
last second to throw it. That right there, that's why people get mad at the NFL, because just call the play dead at that point, because you
right. Yeah.
got
Why are you
yourself.
doing that?
Why are you throwing the ball right there and you know damn well the play was dead? So just throw the ball away. I mean, it's just ridiculous. He got hurt over nothing, and then
Right,
look at like a player like, well, you jumped in my leg. Like, no, you didn't throw the ball away.
right. Yeah.
What the
You
what,
trying to you trying to wait to the last minute.
yeah, what the defense purpose to do at that point? That's what people was talking about. Like, why would you wait for the last minute, throw the ball out the way, and you had no play, and then you get mad at the defensive player, and then the fans like, well, what the player supposed to do? What the defense player supposed to do
Right,
about that? It was just that on that play had me mad, but other than that, we dominated tonight, baby. We went in their house and Packer fans there. Shout out to the Packer fans that was there tonight. You heard them all night.
hey, I heard a go pack go. Hey, the Packers is a global team. Like they got Packer bars in most states, and you wouldn't even believe it. I'm telling you. Hey, Amtrak's will tell you it's a Packer bar in Arizona. He stay in Arizona. They got Packer bar. Hey, Packers travel well.
They
Packers
travel
travel.
well.
If I didn't have obligations, I actually wanted to go to this game. Me and my boys is planning on going to this game in Seattle, but you know, work and all that just couldn't make it work. But
Yeah,
I do want to go out there to a Packer game just because we'd have had so many trials and tribulations out there. It'd been nice to see us to go to a game where we triumphant. You know what I'm saying?
it'll be next week if you want to go to that game in Green
Right.
Bay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh,
but
look what Max Yeager said. Hold on. Max Yeager said Edgerrin Cooper became a star tonight in the national media. He played
he
well.
did.
But we've been saying that for weeks that when he's healthy, I want him out there. He wasn't didn't he get drafted from an SEC school? Then he come from
Yeah,
them SEC players is different.
Texas A&M.
Tech, you out there, you going against Georgias and Alabamas in college, you ready. You ready. You already playing with the people you gonna play in the NFL.
I'm still shocked they got him, because when the draft happened, he was in the third round. I'm like, they said they put him, grade him a third round pick. I'm doing a pass. I'm acting like pass right now.
Right.
They labeled him. They graded him a third round pick, and they grade.
Hey, look at this. It's Moose 414. Shout out to my main man. Shout out to the Packers fans in Seattle. Almost felt like a home game. That was
I was just man.
crazy. That was hey, Packer fans is different. I know,
They
like
shot.
I was talking about how it's difficult to play, but it did feel like a little homish there. You know what it felt like, and I don't want to compare it to same because it make me mad. It's like when you go to a Bucks game when they play the Bulls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When the Bucks play the Bulls, where it's like it's a home game, but it don't feel home game ish. That's how the Seattle game was.
Well, until they still out of playoff contention, I'll probably say that. But
Right.
but yeah, it was. Yeah, I heard go pack go every time there was there was on off the Seattle's on offense. It didn't matter. It was just man, it felt great. It felt great that the fans were there, and it could have. I be honest with you, it could have got worse for the Seattle if the Packers would have came converted those drives, because I just didn't feel like the Seattle was going to play good, even with Geno Smith. Even with Geno Smith
But
playing,
he wouldn't have made no difference.
he wouldn't made no
And
difference.
Geno
That's why I
Smith,
want.
respectfully, is mid. He's mid. He's serviceable. He ain't no world beater. He ain't no world beater. Now check this out, VP. Mr. 414 said, I like Matt, but my pet peeve with him is that when the pack gets a lead, he tends to play call too conservatively, allowing the opposing team to get back in the game. What's good?
I don't. I disagree with that one because if we would have played like I said, they didn't convert on a couple of those drives. They missed a couple of throws. I mean, the game plan was to run the ball, and they ran the ball consistently on this team. Second half, you saw what he was doing. They made sure this time that Jekyll was really doing it. They went for a
Right.
4-3. They 4-3 to a 4-6, I believe. Yeah, 4-6. Had like 6 guys on the line at that point. They just said, "Forget this. You're gonna have to throw on us at this point because we're not gonna let you gas us." Because
And I,
pretty
and I
much,
think Jordan Love was very effective passing the ball when he needed to. I thought he played very effective game.
yeah, he did. I guess it could have been another. He could have got a couple more touchdowns. I mean, they just didn't convert. They just didn't convert on what they needed to. They was playing boring sound football. Yes, we played boring sound
Somebody
football.
was saying it in the chat though. It's like we were playing cold weather football, running the ball, play
That's
action.
exactly what it was.
That was cold weather football. I mean, Jordan Love was 20 or 27. I mean, what are we? 2 touchdowns?
What else do you want? I
He
mean,
didn't throw any. You know what? Let's be honest. We didn't see him throw any errant passes today. He didn't throw any pass that could have possibly been in harm's way today. Yes, passes were dropped or incomplete, but he didn't throw any passes, in my opinion, today in harm's way. And I feel like that's growth for Jordan Love.
how you like just watching the highlights and you see that the defensive line didn't salsa dance. They just said, "Get off me! I'm finna
Getting
get
off,
your
they
fourth."
was pushing. They was pushing people today. That's all I've been waiting on. Push these. Hey, y'all getting paid too much money to be sitting there, you know what I'm saying, salsa and like, hey, we need some production out of y'all. And Rashawn Gary, last 5 games, 4 sacks. I'm gonna give him his flowers. That's what we waiting on. But hey, we need that consistently throughout the rest of the year, not just this little run. We need that for the rest of the year. We got to understand. I know our record looks good, and I know the people are feeling good about the Packers, but I want to give y'all a reality check. We are fighting for our playoff lives every week because of this division we're in. Don't think it's sweet because of our record. It's not sweet. It's not sweet at all, actually. It's the opposite. We are under pressure. We need to win these games to just get in the playoffs due to the difficulties of the NFC North. I'm happy we
Yeah,
got this win, but we got a lot of work to do to get in the playoffs just because of the position we're in our division. And
yeah,
that's the truth. I think this team in the playoffs is the most dangerous team in the NFC or AFC if the Packers are in the playoffs. We're the most dangerous
we
because we
are.
have playmakers on defense and we're explosive offensively and dynamic. But we got to use this game as momentum going into the next game and for the rest of the season. There's no days off for the Packers. Every game moving forward is a playoff game. Any loss could change our whole trajectory of getting into playoffs. The Packers need to dial in and focus as they did tonight. Use this film moving forward as this is how you want to play football outside of the fumbles.
Check it. We might be 13-3 and still be a 6 seed
That's
or
what I'm
7 seed.
saying. That well, we got 4 losses, four losses, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we got 4 losses, but I mean, saying like, remember 4-3 used to be like nice. That get you like the first seed, but now
right.
to this year, like you're not even guaranteed you even get that.
You're not even guaranteed. I feel we'll be in the playoffs, but I just don't want people to get too excited because of how close the race is. Like I said, the Washington Commanders are playing way better than anybody expected, and they are on our heels.
Yeah,
And we want to try to win and get as high as we can to get a better seeding. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, that's going to be difficult due to our division. We we gotta win out. I'm not gonna even say, oh, we can lose. No, we can't lose no game. We have every game is an elimination game to me for the Packers moving forward. Every game is an elimination game.
even a good big game versus the Vikings too. We got a big
Yep,
game versus. So then we got the Saints, Vikings, and then Bears.
agreed.
So we got, I mean, 2 more home games and 1 more away game. And I
What
know
up,
that way.
Devon?
I
Go
know
ahead,
that.
bro.
I know that the next home game. I mean, The next home game against the Saints gonna be probably 12 game, and then probably a Sunday night or Monday night game for the. I mean, they might flex it for that afternoon, but it's gonna be big games.
What up,
Packers.
Dr. Smith? Appreciate you tapping in the line. What up? What up?
What's up,
Milwaukee Ray, what's good?
man? I just it's been a good weekend. Been a good weekend so far. Bucks win, Packers win. I mean, just keep this up now. Next week, let's get another full week, baby.
That's
Um,
it. That's all we can ask for, bro.
yeah,
I think we're headed in the right direction.
yeah, the Packers is. I really believe in this team. I think, like I said, we could beat anybody. I believe we could beat anybody. I don't. You
Oh
cannot.
yeah. Oh, I'm not. Yeah. We definitely could beat anybody. Absolutely.
You can't tell me one team we can face and it's gonna be the hard beat. No, we should have beaten the Eagles. Should
Right.
have beaten all the teams that was 1-3. It was
Facts,
3-1
Dr. Smith.
losses against teams that was those field goals is horrible. I mean, it got to the point we was nitpicking, but it was correct nitpicking with the kicker. So we got rid of our kicker finally. Got a good kicker. It was like
Mm-hmm.
2 seasons in 1. It felt like 2 seasons in 1 at that point because we was like, man, can't even get a good field goal kicker. Can't just get the little stuff out the way. Now we got the little stuff out the way. Now we
Right.
just trying to play better football. Now they're doing it right now. It's just the defense finally sacking without trying to blitz anybody. Just
And that's
having
key right there. What you just said was key. Defense getting pressure without blitzing changes everything. That
that was
changes everything.
said who had somebody tapping in?
Yep.
Who was that, Dr. Smith?
Brandon, let me tap in Brandon here real quick.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Hey
What?
Brandon.
Brandon, why you?
Hey,
He
I had to do
charged.
that.
Hold on
I
Yeah,
one
had to,
second. Let me tap in Dr. Smith too. What up, y'all?
I had
Dr.
to do
Smith.
salute,
Salute,
man. Salute.
salute.
Let's go, baby. Hey,
Oh, appreciate you. We got Brandon at the bottom left. Y'all know one of our more distinguished members of the chat. Bottom left, Ron's, aka Dr. Smith, aka legendary chat member. You know. Appreciate
Yes,
y'all
sir.
tapping in. Another big win. But like I was saying before, I don't know if y'all heard, we got to win all these games. This wild card race is serious. I mean, we got to worry about the Commanders. They right on our helmet. Like, hey, we got to be serious. And this game, this was a big win against Seattle tonight because they were in playoff wild card contention. We got to treat every game on the uh just for the rest of the season as a playoff game, in my opinion.
I love it
Yeah, go ahead.
personally.
It's on you. It's on you, Dr. Smith. Then we'll go to Brandon. Go ahead,
Hey,
Dr.
go ahead,
Smith.
go ahead. I want to listen.
So I went to this game against the Commanders and the Saints. I was there. That was the early game. I was able
Okay,
to watch
yeah.
that. So I was in the building. There was like 1 billion Washington fans in there. There were more Washington fans in there than Saints fans. It's crazy, right? The whole downtown. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if all these people came down here on deals, but the all of downtown New Orleans, I would say it was 50-50. 50-50.
Wow.
50-50. And I'm sitting there screaming my face off, right? Because Washington is on our heels, right?
Right.
Now, the Saints ended up making it a good game and whatnot, but I left that game thinking to myself, all right, well, we have to come here and handle business. And I was, potentially worried about the Seahawks because the Seahawks were playing better defense. Man, the Packers said, forget all that. Give the ball to Josh
Where's the smack?
Jacobs
Where's the smack?
and push these
Where's the
guys in
smack?
the locker.
Right.
Just push these guys right in the locker and close the locker and then go to lunch. And then we'll come back and get you when we're finished. That's how we treated them tonight. I don't want to hear
Right.
nothing about the Seahawks. Look, slaps, smacks, right? Smacks straight up to
Right.
Seattle. Get out of here. Get out of here. Y'all ain't ready for the playoffs. If we could do that to you, y'all ain't ready for the playoffs. It
Right.
ain't for you.
Facts.
It
Facts.
ain't for you. You know what I mean? Go home, think about it. You'll figure it out
But I
next
do
year.
like
Whatever.
the play calling by LaFleur to start those two drives. Those are really physically imposing play calls that really set the tone. I just
Absolutely.
like what Matt LaFleur, his like play calling and design. I really like what Matt LaFleur is doing offensively.
Absolutely. I know for me personally, especially coming off that Detroit game where we were all disappointed with, again, same thing that we were saying about these Milwaukee Bucks games,
Right.
right? You want the team to be able to close it out. You can't play for 3.5. You got to be able to play for that last half, a quarter, be able to finish with some closing quality.
Right.
And I know that they were all angry about how things went out against Detroit. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so physically imposing wasn't just because the Seattle has like a pretty good pass rush and you know, especially since getting Floyd and Ernest Jones. It wasn't just because of that we went to Josh Jacobs to try and
Right.
neutralize that. It was about setting the tone. You know, we're coming
Correct.
off of a loss, right? What I really like about this Green Bay Packer team after the bye is that I think a lot of our offense was experimental before the bye, right? And it was leading to some kind of mixed results and whatnot. We were getting down in the red zone and not being able to consistently score.
Right.
I think they just said, you know what? We have a version of Marshawn Lynch ourselves, right? Give the ball to
Correct.
Josh Jacobs. We're
That's a great
overcomplicating things, right?
comparison.
Give the
Great
ball to
comparison.
Josh Jacobs. The man is just straight up power. It takes. He's giving people straight up concussions trying to stop him. Give him the ball, and look at our production rate in the red zone. It's just keeping things simple. Just keeping things simple, and I think overall our offense has turned into that. Jordan Love has been better against pressure, keeping things simple. You don't have to overcomplicate things, right? It doesn't have to be some of this new math or whatever, like these algebraic equations on offense that make me feel stupid
Going
anytime I'm
on
trying
the
to help.
stat nerds. Going on the stat nerds.
You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be overly complex. Like keep things simple. You have a tight end like Tucker Kraft who's being compared to Gronkowski of all people, right?
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy.
And you got a Josh Jacobs. We have power. We have physicality on this team. It's been a minute since, as a Packer fan, I can say that we have physicality in multiple positions, and we
Right.
have to go up against the NFC North where it's physical, where it's rough, where
Correct.
it's
Good
rugged,
point. Good point.
right? And get regular doses of that. I'm mad that we couldn't close the deal against Detroit. It's very similar to the Milwaukee Boston series, right? Because I feel like I want another shot at those guys.
Right.
I'm not entirely convinced, but we're just not going to get it in the regular season. We do have another shot at Minnesota, and quite honestly, we have another shot at Chicago because I wasn't overly convinced by that Chicago game. We won.
That's a great point. He cooking, y'all.
You know what I mean? But we have an opportunity to go and right some wrongs, right? That Chicago game for us was trash. We know it. We got away with it.
Right.
Cool. Let's go back and fix it. Let's make it convincing. That Minnesota game was absolute trash. We know it. Let's go back and fix it. Let's fix it. If
Facts.
Minnesota's really that tough, prove it now. Because I think we're playing better now. You know?
And I think
I'm not
Sam
gonna
Darnold is.
monopolize.
I think Sam Darnold is been playing worse the second half of the season versus how hot he was in the first half of the season. I think Minnesota is way more vulnerable to being beat than the Lions. Even though the Lions, because of injuries on defense, they've been having to run up scores, but they've still been super competitive. I think the Vikings are very beatable now. Very
Well,
beatable.
the problem is their defense been having a lot of turnovers, and now the turnovers been going down because a lot of teams been scoring on them. Like, yeah, they're getting turnovers, but now the turnovers are down since the first half of the season. They're not getting these pick sixes and stuff they've been getting the first half of the season. So I don't think that you can beat them. I feel like you can beat them once you get to Sam Darnold. The offense goes with it. You know, it just got
But
to hit
that's the
them.
same thing with Jared Goff. Jared Goff is only good when he out of the
Right.
pocket. Under pressure, he falls like a chair. But I think this
I
is
was
a
about
good
to
point
say,
by
yeah.
Jeff Riley. Jeff said, "I love the way Love used the check down pass instead of forcing a lot of long passes." I agree, but that's why I was bringing up Tucker Kraft. I really want that Tucker Kraft to end up being his safety valve.
Or Josh Jacobs.
Or but
Or
Josh Jacobs has been a lot better out the backfield than we thought he was because he never did any of that with the Raiders. People didn't even
right.
think he had that skill set. And I know, like I was saying earlier, I know a lot of people were concerned when we lost Aaron Jones was who would Josh Jacobs be able to pick up the load as far as on screens and stuff like that. And he's fit the bill. He's playing up to expectation. We're getting everything we wanted from Josh Jacobs. He didn't get
and
100
more.
yards today, but he's running hard and
And
he's
more. He's
creating.
better than Aaron Jones. He's better than Aaron Jones. I mean, let's just call it what it is. With the greatest respect for Aaron Jones, because Aaron Jones is
I
like
was
one of my
trying
five.
not to do it. Why
Look,
you do? I'm
look,
trying not to do that.
look. Aaron Jones could bill me if he doesn't like. You know what I mean? You could send me the bill, Aaron. It'll be all right. I'll be all right. If you don't want to be my friend, I'll be all right. I still think he's one of my favorite Packers ever. I'm just telling the truth.
Right.
He's one of my 5 favorite Packers ever. Aaron Jones, right? I think
I
he
feel
is
you on that.
he's the third best running back that I've seen in a Green Bay uniform, behind
Amon
Amon
Green.
Green and now Josh Jacobs.
Right.
I'm sorry, but I mean, availability is a part of it, right? And even if I were to compare them player for player, there's certain things that Aaron Jones just could not, he cannot take the load like Josh Jacobs does. Josh Jacobs being a workhorse running
And
back.
moves the pile. He moves the pile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, and he's just it transforms our offense into like a hybrid of what we do well with what Oakland was doing, or Vegas now, right?
Right.
But you know what I mean, where that whole first drive is exactly why you want Josh Jacobs, right? You know
Correct.
what I mean? Just punishment, punishment, punishment. That saps the will out of the opposing team, right?
Correct.
Because they're hyped
See?
up and they're ready to play. Their crowd is amped up, and it's a body shot. It's Bernard Hopkins. I'm going to get you into the corner, and I'm just going to go at your ribs, and I'm just going to punish, 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 punish,
Dirty
and then
boxing. Some dirty boxing in there. Right.
exactly,
Dirty boxing.
just
Right.
straight Philadelphia boxing gym stuff. Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing pretty about it. It's just straight bruisey NFC North style football, and it just breaks you, and it breaks you down, and it breaks you
Right.
down. The announcer made a good point. He was like, if you go deep on these plays, like say you have a 60-yard bomb to Christian Watson, it's electric, it's exciting. Of course, I like it,
Right.
but the other team they're quicker to bounce back from something like that. But if you have like these 5 and 6 yard pounding type
12,
punishment,
15
punishing,
play drives. It demoralizes the
Out.
defense.
exactly.
I'm with
I'm
you
Talk
on
sorry.
that.
take their will away, take their hunger away. You pound them so much, they're like, man, just score a touchdown at this point. Just get me off the field. That's when you know you got them. When they want to just get off the field and they just want to get a breath, they want to get some oxygen. That's when you know you got them. You got to be
Yeah,
man enough to take the team out like that. So I'm just happy they
It,
play.
it it's almost like we knocked them down twice in the first round. It was a 12-round fight. They finished the 12 rounds, but they never recovered from those first two knockdowns.
yeah. It's
They,
my kind of fight.
yeah,
It's my kind of fight, right? You know what I mean? I like it.
Shut
It's my
up.
kind of
It is
fight. There's nothing pretty
my
about it,
kind
but
of
you're gonna
fight
know
is
when you got in the
wild.
ring, right? And you know what I mean. So, and I loved Aaron Jones. In ideal world, we could have kept him along with Josh Jacobs,
Right,
but we just knew that wasn't going to work, right?
right.
And ultimately, Aaron Jones at his best versus Josh Jacobs at his best. Josh Jacobs led the league one year in yards.
On a
He's just a
bad
better
team.
running
On a
back.
bad team.
Bad
Right.
team.
He's just a better running back. He comes here and he just it's punishment. It's just punishment. So I mean it's that's no knock on Aaron Jones, right? On a
Huh.
scale of 1 to 10, I felt like Aaron Jones was a 9. I
Right.
just feel like Jacobs is a 10. You know what I mean? Because of he does all of that
Size,
and he's
speed, and
available
power. That power part is what the difference is. The short
and is
yardage,
available.
I'm not always 100% with Aaron Jones. I feel very close to 100% with Josh Jacobs and short yardage downs. But you can
Absolutely.
see it. Like to keep it real, no disrespect to Aaron Jones, but you can see the difference in the play calling with Josh Jacobs versus Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was not getting no 26, 27 carries in a game. He couldn't do you.
No,
He couldn't take all that. We
no.
just
15
gave
is
this man 26 carries, and it's regular to him because we've been doing that. He's getting the carries. He's pounding the defense, which allows us to. I just want Packer Nation to understand the reason that we're getting these deep pass plays is because teams have to respect the run, and they're
Right.
putting more people in the box.
Right. So Aaron Jones is, his thing was like he was available to us maybe 60, 70% of the time.
Right.
Now, when he was available to us, he was 100% of the other team's problem.
Right.
But he's only there 60 or 70% of the
And
time.
that's the
Josh
problem.
Jacobs is there 100% of the time. And he's our best player on offense. Like Jordan Love is our most important player on offense. Josh Jacobs is our best player on offense right now. And he forces you. Doesn't matter what you want to do, he forces you to have to address that. The minute you address him trying to load up the box, first of all, you're not guaranteed to stop him even when you do that, because they were trying on those first two drives.
Right.
It didn't matter. Now they toughened up in the second half, and it did change our offense a little bit, but you are then opening yourself up to the play action pass. You don't have to, like the deep passes to Christian Watson are complimentary. But the play action pass is all you really need to do. And then we sap again, it just saps the energy out of the other team, right?
Facts.
Because now you got to come back and you have to score. You have to answer. Now, in a game like this, where I heard a lot about Seattle's pass rush, and I also heard about how lame Seattle's pass protection was, I was hoping that we would go off and our guys came and did what they were supposed to do against a weak Seattle offensive line.
Right.
That's not a good offensive line, right? The Green Bay's next trial, or I guess the next thing that they have to do is to prove it against guys who can really play.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
We
Because
gotta beat one
Seattle,
of these Minnesota, Detroit's, Eagles. We gotta beat one of these elite teams. We've been beating the people that's on our level. We gotta beat the people that I don't know, the media thinks are above us. We gotta do that. We gotta
yeah,
do it. We gotta do
the teams that we've lost to are all 12-2.
it. Yeah,
All of them, right? Those are the only teams that we've lost to, right? So
Great
our
point.
record is playing out
Facts.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're all like different versions of
Right.
like the same team. It's like the same big, bruisey, behemoth, Godzilla
Right.
offensive line, right? That with running backs that they run behind. You got Saquon Barkley, right? You got Sonic and Knuckles in Detroit,
Right.
as they call themselves, and you got Aaron Jones in Minnesota, right? You know what I mean? And so, and you have just I can't really make that argument about Jalen Hurts, but certainly Minnesota and Detroit's quarterback Jared Goff and Sam are like two sides of the same,
Yeah,
like
I
two
agree.
sides of the same coin. Like, you know what I mean? They're very similar quarterbacks, so it's like the same type of team. We have to be able to do it, and we have to be able to do it with the personnel that we have, because it's not guaranteed we're going to get Jair back, right? Sadly,
Jair.
right? I think we're
Jair
going to get
Middleton.
I think we're gonna get Javon Bullitt back, but
Okay.
I don't know about Jair. I like what I'm seeing from Carrington Valentine.
Yes.
I
Edgerrin Cooper.
Tried it
right,
twice tonight.
love
The
what
second
I'm seeing
time
from
he
him.
got it.
He did. He just needs, like, again, finishing touch, right? When it comes to plays, right? You caught the ball in the end zone and you had to pull a guy off you in the end zone. You
Right.
still gonna run out? It's not a smart play, brother. You know what I mean? It was a great play. An excellent play would have been just take the
Take
knee,
the heat.
give
Right.
us the ball, 35-yard line. But whatever. I'm nitpicking now, right? There's a tremendous gap between him and Eric Stokes now, right?
Right.
I don't.
Oh yeah. It's a huge gap.
It's not even an
No,
argument.
that's a
Look on
huge
me.
gap. But
You
I
know,
know it's getting late, y'all. Let's do some round robins. Get up out of here, and then we got to spin the block here Tuesday for this bus game too for this NBA Cup. So let's start with Bleacher Report boss. Go to Brandon, and then we gonna end with Dr. Smith. Go ahead, Bleacher Report boss.
Man, I'm just great game. Great day to watch football today. Cold, wet. Everybody was in the house, chill, watching the game. I really enjoyed this Packer win. We went in there, Seattle. We took care of business. We hit him in the mouth. They tried to get up, hit him in the mouth again, and that was it. We took care of that. That was light work tonight. We game planned great for them.
Correct.
It
I
doesn't.
agree with that.
I was just hoping that we beat the teams that people don't think we can beat in this division, and I'm really proud of this team. I just hope that we just keep winning, and then when the playoffs, if we get to the playoffs at that point, we gotta make sure we bring it because it's going to take togetherness for the Packers to get this. But Cooper is him. He's getting close to be him. Gooey Coop's been drafting great draft picks in the second and third round,
Right.
fourth round maybe. It's like he hits on it. Just first round, you always gonna say the first round. I don't know what's going on first round,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
But
First round is trash. Yeah.
yeah. But other than that, let's go Packers. Get this win next week against Saints. They just keep this going and just keep playing sound football. That's all it is. So
Appreciate you, Bleacher. Appreciate you, Bleacher Report boss. Go ahead, Brandon. It's on you. Then we all end with Dr. Smith. Go ahead, Brandon.
All right. I'm not going to say much. I'm going to meet with my logo. They can work at a time. That's all.
So, Brandon, go ahead, Dr. Smith. Take us home, sir.
Look, we win the games we were supposed to win. I know that some people thought the Seattle was maybe gonna come in and make some noise. I wasn't feeling Seattle. I don't even think they're the best team in the NFC West. I think the
Right.
Rams are the best
Oh,
NFC
yeah,
West.
Rams. I'm going for that. Absolutely.
Right. But I mean, respect to Seattle. We won the games we're supposed to win,
Right.
right? This was us beating the Atlanta Hawks. We won the games that we were supposed to win. I'm not convinced
I'm
by the
glad.
Atlanta Hawks. I'm not convinced by the Seattle Seahawks. I think we have better teams in both of those situations. When we are going to start to move the needle for people, I think the Packers have a little bit more cachet right now than the Bucks do in
Right.
the eyes of the national media. But what
Correct.
really puts us in that spotlight is going out and doing something that they didn't think that we were going to do. So just like the Bucks here in the upcoming future, right? With the game against OKC on Tuesday, we got a game against Cleveland on Friday. Please believe I have that circled, right? Because we
Right.
got some get back that we need. It's going to be the same thing with these Packers. We got Minnesota and we got Chicago. We lost outright to Minnesota. The Chicago game wasn't convincing. Let's go and fix some things. Let's go and fix some things, right? Let's fix it. If we are truly the better team, have some finishing quality, have some finishing class, be able to have common sense in these moments. Somebody needs to pull Keyshawn Nixon to the side and tell him to stop drawing penalties, brother. You're fast enough. You have enough quick twitch response. You don't need to do all this garbage that you're constantly holding. It's getting on my nerves, man. And a good quality team is going to target you. You were targeted in Minnesota. They targeted you. You're better than that.
Right.
We can win these games. Let's go win these games. Wisconsin to the world. Green Bay,
Yeah,
Milwaukee
let's
Bucks.
go. That's how
We
we
got
end
it,
this
man.
tonight. Let's go. Appreciate y'all
Let's
tapping
go.
in. All right, Bleacher Report boss. All right, Brandon.
Salute.
All right, Dr. Smith, appreciate you. AKA
All right,
Ron.
all right.
Hey, just dropping gems as you always do, sir. Appreciate
All
y'all
right.
tapping in.
Bucks, let's go
Yeah, we'll
Tuesday.
Let's
see y'all
go.
on Tuesday, y'all. All right, y'all.
All right.
Go. Yeah, great Packers live today. Great Packers live. Energy is awesome today. Energy is awesome. We grinding these Packers live. We grinding these Bucks live. Let's go, Wisconsin sports. We here. Y'all know the number one source. Y'all know the number one chat. We just won another game. Let's go, Packers. I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic, Green Bay Packers trades, rumors, and news live edition, where the Packers just got another win against one of their bitter rivals, the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Easy work. 30-13. We got on a helmet right away, 14-0. Go Pack, go. Cheese heads or nothing. Gone. Can't mess with us. We coming for the chip. Gone.